All right, hold on. Let me drop my. I don't need the pen. I don't need the fucking pen. Boruto episode 184. First things first. Give yourselves a round of a fucking applause because if y'all been here from the fucking jump, and I'm talking about the Boruto, like watching Boruto. Fuck me, nigga. If y'all been watching Boruto from the fucking jump, and of course reading the manga, and you know you've been trying to recruit some niggas to come up in and watch it because you like, it's some niggas that just hate. It's just some niggas that just hate for no fucking reason. Niggas mad because the Hokage gave the world peace and we had to go through a little world building. But now we finally here, and this is just the fucking beginning. So all you new niggas that's coming into the Boruto anime, and it's not no like gatekeeping type shit. I want more niggas to fuck with the Boruto anime. After this, let me just say, after watching this episode, I'm thinking to myself, like, bruh, these niggas need to drop a fucking movie. I want to go see, like, when the world gets back to their regular shit and I could go to the motherfucking theaters, they need to drop a fucking movie so I could go see that bitch. Because let's just talk about the animation for a second. Let's just talk about the anime. And also, give yourselves a round of a fucking applause because you already know where it goes from here. And it didn't, I ain't gonna say it took us a while to get here because it was an enjoyable experience. If you like world building, if you like character development, and you don't think that shit was filler, you already know how the fuck we rocking. But like, as far as the animation go, because I've noticed like the past few episodes, they've actually the animation has gone up. I would say this one thing, I had like a little micro point. I kind of deleted it from my list too. It was just like that one scientist Katasuki was working with. She was more bad the last time I seen her. This time she had a little fishy eyes and shit. She was kind of, but as far as the animation goes throughout this whole episode, it was very fucking crisp. And I want to say it ties into the actual scientific tech in general. Because what I've noticed, and it's a point further down, but I just want to touch this shit right here. I look at this episode similar to the way I look at the Ninja Tech itself as a prototype. This is just a sample, because this is like a little fight. It's a big moment. It's a big fight. It's a dope fight. But this is just compared to what's to come, this is just a little sliver. I mean, we ain't even talking time skipping shit. This is the Ninja Tech, and I feel like with the animation, they pretty much have to only get better, because if you realize every time they use Ninja Tech, it's just super vibrant. Even when Boruto was testing his chakra blade, that shit was just, it stood out. It stood out over the characters and everything, like the colors, everything it used. We see motherfuckers using rail guns, I forgot they called them jutsu bombs. Like every time you see Ninja Tech be used, it just added like extra color to the motherfucker. Like damn near awesome. I ain't gonna say it was like Fire Force-esque, but it had that potential. It had that motherfucking, just that extra flair. The shit was blowing the fuck up. Motherfuckers was getting shanked and shit. I just feel like this is a prototype. Now imagine the bigger, more crazier fights when Ninja Tech is just full-fleshed and you just see shit blowing the fuck up. You see niggas getting chopped the fuck up. You see blood and shit. It's just like, it's like a necessary special effect. It's like you almost need the animation to be good if you want these battles to be executed properly. And I feel like they're not gonna let you fucking down just off this little episode, which they gave us a lot more than I was expecting, bruh. Because if I'm correct, I believe when you're reading it, it kind of ends with Al pulling up like, oh, interesting story, and he aims the gun at them. I wasn't expecting them to go all the way out and show these niggas throw them hands and shit. I was just like, cause look, let me just get to my list. Let me just get to my fucking list, bro. Cause now I'm excited. I'm off the motherfucking Duncan. Beautiful fucking episode, my nigga. Now my first point, like, we was like 2 fucking seconds into the episode and I see that nigga Kawaki, right? So that's how I knew. I was like, yo, we already, cause like, we've been in manga content for about, I want to say like 2 episodes now, right? And each time they've added a little bit of their own little anime flavor, which has gave the readers a bit more to be excited about. Cause I'm pretty sure everyone else goes through this shit where they're kind of looking through the fucking anime and they have that, like, that interior fear about, ooh, will I, be still as hyped as I was when I was reading the, cause even reading this shit, I was pretty hyped to see Ao, cause we didn't get that backstory, we didn't get none of that shit. It was just like, what the fuck, nigga, you still alive? And they've been adding, like, Naruto Explained called it like a mini anime exclusive arc within the arc. And it's pretty true. It's pretty true because they're adding like these little extra elements of detail and whatnot, which is allowing us to enjoy the shit even more. But even the shit that we know that's gonna happen, the way it's fleshed out, it's just, I don't know, bro. It just adds that much fucking sauce. Like that was just like a little extra thing. Kawaki, nigga, seeing Kawaki, we weren't expecting to see Kawaki until like maybe the end of this motherfucking arc, right? But on to my second point. One thing they did take away, there's no fucking love triangle. Sumire didn't really say that shit like, oh, do girls like my nigga Boruto? Like, you know, what's popping with my nigga? And there was no, you know, real, like, they cut that shit the fuck out. We was like, bro, this shit PG-13. This ain't even PG-13, nigga, this PG. I mean, if you could show a nigga get shanked the fuck up and blood gushing out this fucking back and mouth, you can show like a little... I'm a little bit upset about the love triangle, because I like that shit. I like that little drama. I like that shit. Like, I like when my main character got bitches. I like that shit, nigga. Or maybe Kawaki. Maybe Kawaki the one with the hoes. And Boruto just that hero ass nigga. He just a heroic motherfucker. I don't know. But on to point number 3. I mean, it's not too big of a change. Like, there's no love triangle. Who gives a fuck? But I would, you know, it adds a little bit of something for the fans to talk about. Cause like now, all the memes, where do they fucking go, bro? Like, everyone always be talking that shit, and I just feels like it kind of robs that conversation from going about, you know? I mean, just extra, like, it's like free promo. When you got motherfuckers talking shit about like little things about the anime, that's just free promotion, bro. You get motherfuckers talking that work. But on to point number 3, right? And I feel like this is more symbolic about the whole area that we're in Boruto right now, where we're starting to see a lot more ninja tech being used and whatnot. And there may be a fear from those more traditional type viewers from the old generation who are like, dog, what the fuck is all this? Their motherfuckers got robotic arms and shit. They're using lightsabers. And where's the fucking tradition? Where's the jutsus at? So one of the puppets that they discovered becomes reanimated, starts throwing them fucking hands, which I thought that was very smooth too. I was kind of worried to see how the fucking animation would be with those type of robotic beings, but it was very fluid. So he tries to strike Boruto. First thing we see is Boruto throw some fucking hand seals, right? We see Boruto throw hand seals. He uses thunderclap arrow. Then we see Sarah do the same shit. She uses hand seals or hand signs, uses her fire style, right? And then we see Mitsuki use his wind style. No fucking hand signs. No fucking hand signs. I never really noticed him use hand signs in the first place. So I could just be like adding personal shit to the fucking thing. Like shit that maybe wasn't even intended. But I feel like they done that on purpose because we're getting these battles between like actual humans, actual ninja, versus these robots. Aside from Mitsuki, you know, he's basically like an organic scientific ninja tool. He's made from actual genetics, actual like I said, organic, like real life material, but he's just created in a lab, right? And it's kind of like this battle of like tradition versus these new technologies where we got the hand signs, we see our niggas use them hand signs, and then we just see Mitsuki, you know, throw his little wind style and shit. But I feel like they did that on purpose because if I read I wanted to read the manga again, this chapter again before coming into I got too hyped, bro. Let me just be real. I got too fucking hyped. I wanted to do this video. But I don't remember them showing hand signs. I just remember him throwing that shit. I just remember that shit just happening, right? He just thunderclap arrow, no fucking hand signs at all. But in this, they actually showed fucking hand signs being thrown. On to point number 4. And this is what I touched on before in the earlier moment of this video where I said the scientific ninja tool adds fucking pop and what's it called, vibrance to the animation itself. And I believe that was at the point where like it was just basic shit happening. Like the robot started shooting out the fire bombs and the explosions were fucking crazy. Explosions were crazy. And then if y'all realize the way everything looked when Katasuke was absorbing them shits with his hands, it was just like I said, it was kind of like Fire Force. Except I feel like Fire Force kind of, it goes out of its way to make everything look like that, you know? Whereas we're just watching people just talk and shit. Like they don't go all the way out for like the whole world to be beautiful. But in this, they actually showed fucking, what's it called? The action scenes be very vibrant, as well as the Kara members. Every time we see the Kara members, from the past few episodes. It's just like, I don't know, it's just something different. Like, that nigga Code looked like fucking sauce today. Delta fucking thick. That bitch rolled into the fucking building. I just wanted to grab a handful of every fucking thing. Jigen looked good from the side. Usually that's his ugly side. That's his, like, his side profile was usually trash. That nigga just sitting there chilling and shit, talking that little shit. But on to point 5, and this is what I mean about like little 2% addition type shits, because we had that little Kawaki moment at the beginning, and we also get this moment where they're destroying the puppets. Boruto's on the last one. Katasuke stops and he's like, yo, hold on. He digs inside the mouth, pulls out a little chip, and he's like, I'm gonna research this type of thing. So we're gonna get more. That's just like I said, that's just a little bit of detail. Just that much could add so much into the future. We could get more information from that. Just that little moment that they showed in this fucking anime. And on to point 6. Code, Jigen, Delta. Again, the animation, crispy. I ain't got to talk too much about that shit. But at this point, Delta says something interesting where he was, Code was walking out. He's kind of like, dog, do I have to be the one to do my part of this plan? Like, anyone could do that. Which makes me, we know what the fuck he's talking about, too. We know what he's talking about. Jigen, pretty much tells him, like, dog, that's an important piece of the plan, right? Like, don't be so bitchy, dog. Because Code wants to prove himself to Jigen. He wants to go find the traitor. He wants to do everything, right? But, as he walks out, Delta's kind of, like, looking at him, making fun of him and shit. And he's like, sorry. Are you mad because he likes him more than you? And he says, they say him in air quotes. And I'm thinking, dog, Kawaki? That's the only him I could really be thinking about, Kawaki. Like, duh, everything's about Kawaki. But if you call that liking him more than everybody else or more than Code, it's like, god damn, nigga, because we know how Kawaki was treated, bruh. If you read the shit, you know how the fuck that nigga was treated. And if that's Jigen's form of like, I don't know what the fuck you could be talking about. And maybe they were speaking about, nah, it couldn't be a model. They would just say a model. So they're talking about the vessel. That's pretty sick, dog. Maybe they don't know maybe they don't know about that nigga's trauma. But everyone seems, if you read the manga, everyone seems to have the little taste of him, quote unquote him. Everyone seemed to have their little bout. And I'm assuming, like I said it before, I'm assuming Code knows who the fuck Kawaki is too, because he has that plate, that little metal plate. I believe Kawaki gave him that work in a training match or some shit. The same way he did Garo. We'll see him in the, we'll see him. Maybe, I don't know how many motherfucking episodes down the line, but we'll see that nigga. Motherfucker got his jaw beat the fuck up. On to point 7. In comes Al. Shit, what the fuck? Oh yeah, so at this point, Al comes in with his little rail gun and shit. He's like, all right, we know what the fuck's happening. What I really want to come in with this point is Konohamaru cut deep, bro. This is, they talking shit. And Konohamaru pretty much says, like, dog, you're not even a shinobi no more. And we know how much that hurts my nigga Al. That probably sent him over the fucking top, bro. That, like, I'm sure I don't know if he would have let them niggas survive. But I'm sure that definitely didn't help their case of just, like, getting some information and dipping. Because if you just say straight up to a nigga, like, you're not even a shinobi no more. That's like looking at a nigga in a wheelchair and say, like, bro, you could never play basketball again. Like, some shit like that. Nigga, you could never play soccer. Nigga, you ain't no fucking soccer. But go play FIFA. Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. And then at that point, because I paused the motherfucking video just to see, I forgot what the fuck. Oh yeah, just to write that fucking point down, I paused. Then I look at the fucking time we have left. It was still 9 fucking minutes left. Cause like I said, if you read the manga, it kind of just ends with him aiming the gun at them. And then he starts railing it up and it goes, and then it's over with, right? And then it's like, oh, next month, you'll see you niggas again. But after, Konohamaru gets to talking that shit, he fucking Rasenguns that motherfucking, rail gun and shit. And we're like, okay, we see my nigga putting in that work. Get shot in the fucking face. Now, I kind of paused that. That's the only thing that happened in this episode where I was like, nigga, what the fuck, dog? You should be dead. Cause the nigga got shot in his fucking face. Like, I don't know how the nigga didn't, I don't even think he was scratched. Like, Mujino got stabbed in his shoulder and was down bad for like the whole fucking past 2 episodes and shit. And my nigga gets shot in the fucking face and just take one. He just take that shit and just lays on the ground for a minute. No fucking blood, no nothing. But who gives a fuck, nigga? This is Boruto, nigga. Boruto can't do no fucking wrong. From here on out, Boruto just that nigga. And all these, like, I'm ready for this shit, bruh. Shot in the face. Owl's speed. Now, Owl is probably one of the most attractive villains we've seen so far. Aside from Jigen. Jigen's cool, but like Jigen, let niggas sleep on Jigen. I ain't gonna talk too much about Jigen. We gonna, he gonna get his time. Owl's been like one of the more attractive villains, aside from, what's that big motherfucker? Boro? Was that Boro we seen last episode where they're talking about all his spies and shit? That motherfucker's beautiful. Owl is fucking beautiful. Code, of course, you know that nigga beautiful. But Owl, nigga, bruh, his speed, the way his speed was animated, that shit looks sick. That nigga got a fucking six-pack and shit. I never noticed that nigga had a six-pack in the manga. That nigga got muscles like a motherfucker in this shit. And he just don't give a fuck. I was like hype as fuck. Because now at this point, I'm like, dog, we getting a lot of extra animation than what we got in the manga, bruh. And Mujino's kind of like hugging this motherfucker. That was the cherry on top, bruh. Mujino's death in this episode was the fucking cherry on top. That just added all the motherfucking, like, I wasn't expecting to see him die in this episode. I really wasn't. And I was just hyped as fuck. Like, I was that nigga at the movie theater. I was the typical black motherfucker at a movie theater. I was in my fucking van yelling at my phone like, dog, kill this motherfucker. Throughout all that motherfucking, all the, like the back memories he was having about Al and shit, trying to, talk his way. Don't do this. You're, whatever the fuck. We had our moment together. Don't do this, bro. And then he's just like, you know what? You really do not know how to fucking die. And he fucking impales that bitch with that motherfucking chakra blade. What do I got any? Oh, also, what the fuck? Mujino. So at the end, after that nigga's dead and shit, he looks at Boruto and he's like, yo, don't forget. And I'm like, dog, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, all I remember him was like, oh, take care of the turtle. Like, that's all I fucking know. Oh, maybe Konohamaru. I don't know. I'm thinking about the turtle. I was thinking about the turtle. Maybe he said some shit about Konohamaru. Look out for... But god damn, you must be a trash motherfucker. Like, that's like, damn, bro. Like, Boruto was like 12 years old. Hey, bro, look out for Konohamaru, my nigga. That's fucking garbage. But another thing I wanted to add, just like a little detail about Boruto that I'm starting to realize. His panic voice, like his worried voice, like that, oh my god, what's going on? That voice is such a fucking heartbreaking trait that he has. Like, every time he gets real worried, I'm like, dog. And it gets me hyped. Like, I already know I'm a fucking cry. I'm a fucking cry in this series because that voice is just like, that shit just makes you feel bad for that nigga. And the trauma that he goes through in the future that we don't even know yet. Because the manga, shit has its points of like intensity, but it hasn't been so sad yet. It hasn't been so fucking sad yet. And when he gets those heartbreaking moments, I'm ready for that shit. Because I'm that nigga. I like to feel my emotions. I like to have a range of emotions. I like to be sad. I like to, like I said, that romantic shit. I like that romantic shit. We could have had a love triangle. But I'm going to leave y'all with that, bruh. Happy fucking Sunday. I'm thankful that we're here. I'm thankful that the anime is going to go up. I'm thankful that Boruto's going to get his hype. It's going to get what the fuck it deserves. And like I said, give yourselves a fucking round of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back because we've been here. We've been trying to tell these niggas, like, niggas love fucking sucking dick so fucking much. Niggas love to just, oh, if Naruto... I seen a fucking video where they're like, oh, if Naruto's dead, I'm never gonna fucking watch Boruto. Fuck you. And that's on some hype shit. That's just on some shit like, oh, if I say this, people are gonna like me. Fuck that bitch. And it was, I don't give a fuck. Let me just stop talking that shit. I love y'all. Peace. 184 was the shit. Bye.